Maharashtra and Gujarat are becoming the main worry points for the government, and that's going to be our focus. We're going to be looking at three cities today: Mumbai, Ahmedabad and Bengaluru. What is Bengaluru getting right that perhaps Mumbai and Ahmedabad are not? Because remember, as the number of cases spike every day, the major cause is that while in other parts of the country, in several parts of the country, the situation is coming under control, Maharashtra and Gujarat have over now 37% of the total cases reported nationwide in the last 72 hours. Mumbai and Ahmedabad have turned into virus hotbeds. It's our top story tonight.
Over 21,000 COVID-19 positive cases in India and counting. 55% of these cases reported from only two states of Maharashtra and Gujarat. 80% of deaths reported on Wednesday in India came from these two states. 54% of all deaths due to COVID-19 in India have come from these two states. So what's going on? Over 5,500 cases in Maharashtra and counting. The worst hit state, Maharashtra, is India's biggest corona red flag from day one, recording the highest number of cases. And with over 3,000 cases, the city of dreams, Mumbai, is having its worst nightmare. On Wednesday, Maharashtra reported 18 deaths, 12 of which were said to be high risk, comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension or heart ailments. The mortality rate of Maharashtra stands at 4.7%. India's mortality rate stands at 3.1%. In a bid to bring down the mortality rate in the state, the Maharashtra government will now survey senior citizens with medical history on priority. People and family of senior citizens will be made aware of necessary precautions.
Now, considering the fact that maximum positive cases are that of senior citizens, the BMC is going to undertake a special survey of senior citizens, and every household which has senior citizens, especially starting with slums, they are going to hold a special drive to test senior citizens. Also, a 7-member committee has been formed to strategize and analyze the growing number of deaths in Mumbai and surrounding areas due to coronavirus case. There are 2 committees that are being formed of experts to analyze deaths in Mumbai and in Maharashtra.
Gujarat. Let's talk about the state of Gujarat now. Over 2,500 cases and counting. The second worst hit state, Gujarat, entered the pandemic theatre with very conservative numbers. Charged for not testing enough, but now, after relative testing, the rising graph of cases across the state have left authorities anxious. With the lion's share being concentrated in Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad alone has over 1,500 cases and has accounted for 60% of deaths across the state. The mortality rate of Gujarat is 4.2% compared to India's at 3.1%. But the big worry comes from the last 5 days alone. Gujarat has reported 62 deaths in 5 days. India has reported 197 deaths in 5 days. With Gujarat reporting the lion's share, 30% of the total fatalities in India in just the last 5 days, questions now will be asked of the Gujarat administration.
रमज़ान के अनुसंधान में मेरे लोगों से विनंती है कि लोग इकट्ठा होने से संक्रमण फैलने की पूरी संभावना है, इसलिए ऐसा ना करके आप खुद भी बचिए और दूसरों को भी बचाइए। जब तक लॉकडाउन चालू है तब तक अगर किसी जगह पे लोग इकट्ठे होंगे तो पुलिस कार्रवाई करेगी।
The increasing number of coronavirus cases in Ahmedabad and Mumbai mean the two cities will be observing the lockdown in the strictest terms. Any further relaxation could take days. And while certain states are already in containment and hoping to flatten the curve, the question is for Maharashtra and Gujarat, what will it take? For how long? And what will be the collateral? The price in human life that these states will continue to pay as they continue to fight back. Bureau Report, India Today.
And I'm joined today by the people who are leading the fight in these two cities. Praveen Pardesi is the Mumbai Municipal Commissioner. He is the man really in the hot seat tonight. Vijay Nehra is the Municipal Commissioner of Ahmedabad. And Gautam Kumar is our Bengaluru Mayor. He's going to tell us the situation in Bengaluru. But I want to come to you, Mr. Pardesi, first, because you have a presentation for us, I'm told. And you're going to tell me what's happening in Mumbai. Because when I look at the numbers, Mr. Pardesi, naturally Mumbai is the concern. 60% of the cases of Maharashtra are from Mumbai. Of the death toll of 269, 161 are from Mumbai. Mumbai is the epicenter of the coronavirus in the country today. What is your challenge as you look ahead?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Pardesi.
See the presentation?
Yeah, go ahead. But you're going to have to talk over it, Mr. Pardesi.
Yeah, can you see it now?
Yes,
The
I can see it.
presentation?
Yes, but I want to see you also.
Yeah, I am there.
So tell us, what is your biggest challenge?
Yeah, so first is you talked about the results.
Yes.
So,
Go ahead, Mr.
So,
Pardesi.
so my first point is that we have adopted a very aggressive strategy for testing.
Yes.
You will see the tests per million. Mumbai has reached 4,270 tests per million,
Right.
which is 55,000 tests. While the number of tests in any other city comparable, like Delhi is 27,000 and it's just 794 per million.
Right.
So
We are putting the graphics on our screen. I want you to come on the image. The Zoom camera can come on you. Please come on you, sir. The TV camera needs to see you.
we go through the presentation in 2 minutes and then my camera. So I'm sharing the screen now. So this graph you can see. It shows
Okay.
the number of
I'm going to come to you in a minute, sir. We just need to sort that out. I'm joined also by the Ahmedabad Municipal Commissioner Vijay Nehra. Vijay Nehra, we've seen in the last few days a sudden spike in Gujarat and Ahmedabad. What's happening in a city? Is it because you're testing more? You were testing very little in April. I'll put up the numbers in a moment for Gujarat. But suddenly there's this major spike. Why has that happened?
Rajdeep, I will talk about the city of Ahmedabad. And I can say that it's not only aggressive testing, but it's a combination of a very well-planned surveillance effort, perhaps one of the best we have in the country, combined with an aggressive testing approach. 90% of the cases that I have found out in the last 10 days are found out due to our proactive, intensive surveillance efforts combined with an aggressive testing approach. I strongly believe, very strongly, that there is only one way to fight the coronavirus, and that is what we call chasing the virus. We have to catch as many cases as possible proactively, and we have to catch those cases as early as possible. The more cases I bring out of the population and isolate them, the less cases I leave in the population to spread the infection.
But how
I
is
have
it,
time
but
till
how
the
is it,
3rd of
Mr.
May
Nehra, that your
to
mortality
get-
rate has gone up to about 4% against an India average of 3.1%? What explains that?
Yeah, Rajdeep, you will appreciate that in Ahmedabad city it is less than 3%, number one. Number two, anybody like you, a seasoned journalist like you, will appreciate the difference between reported deaths versus actual deaths. You also will appreciate the difference between reported cases versus actual cases. America, for example, is following the pattern in which every single case is reported, every single death is reported. China, perhaps, on the other hand, has had a serious information suppression issue. So we are very clear that we have to bring out every single case, isolate it, treat it.
Okay.
Fortunately for me, I have the best hospital in the country in Ahmedabad. We invested several years ago, and today, apart from Mumbai, Ahmedabad is the only city which has got its own, the municipal corporation owns its own medical colleges and a state-of-the-art super specialty hospital which is comparable to the best in the world. All my people who are getting treatment over there are giving fantastic feedback We are very happy with the treatment that's going on over there. We need to continue, keep our efforts on surveillance and aggressive testing to ensure
Right.
that we are not bogged down by the numbers as of now. Any attempt by any stakeholders anywhere in the country or for that matter in the world to try and manage the numbers will lead to disastrous consequences very soon.
Oh, so you're saying you're chasing the virus. That's an interesting way of looking at it. Here is a municipal commissioner saying we are chasing the virus, we are testing more. That's why the numbers are going up. I want to also turn to Bangalore for a moment before we go back to Mumbai. Gautam Kumar, you're the Bengaluru mayor. Now, Bangalore's numbers are very interesting because Bangalore is showing perhaps what is possible in a big city. Relative to most other cities of this country, Bangalore is doing better. What have you managed to do in Bangalore that a Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Delhi is not being able to achieve at the moment?
It is our Honorable CM, who is also an in-charge minister of Bangalore. Periodically, every day, he's been monitoring what exactly is happening. The surveillance, tracking contacts and putting them under quarantine is a major thing what we are doing it in Bangalore, and identifying the locations, declaring the containment zones and making them under home quarantine is the basic thing what we are doing under the supervision of our Honorable CM.
So you're saying that the surveillance has been better in Bangalore. You started early, I know, also with tracking and tracing in Bengaluru. So it's very interesting the way you're putting it, that you started early in Bengaluru and that has been your big advantage. Now remember, Mumbai remains our top focus. And Mumbai is the city where the municipal commissioner today wants to explain to us in detail what is the status, because remember, there can be no recovery really, particularly an economic recovery, without Mumbai getting its act together. And that is really what we want to focus on also, because Ahmedabad and Bengaluru are two very different pictures. Ahmedabad, high testing, which is helping perhaps. Bengaluru is a city which is now seen as a success story. Let's try and go to the BMC Commissioner, Mr. Pardesi. Mr. Pardesi, I want you to explain to our viewers the general feeling across the country is that Mumbai is the corona capital. Dharavi is your big concern. Explain to our viewers, especially in Dharavi, how is the situation on the ground? Are you fearing a rapid spread across Mumbai, or do you believe that the numbers in the next few days in Mumbai also, sir, will come under control?
So there is, I'm just shared the screen and you can have first a point is that in terms of testing, we have done 55,000 tests, which is more than entire states. For example, the total number of tests done in Karnataka is Kerala is 21,000, Delhi is 27,000, Mumbai has done 55,000 tests. So can we have the screen share, please?
I'm going to have to ask you to, yes.
So I think that you are not able to project it on this screen. So first is aggressive testing.
Yeah.
Second is, if you will see that their test results, as we test more, we have found more people positive. So we have reached 55,000 tests. And that is why we have got up to 3,754 positive cases. In these cases, what we have found is that we could trace 98,000 people who were contacts of these 3,754. Of them, 6,123 have been shifted to our quarantine facilities. This helps us to ensure that they don't spread more. Also, another thing which is somewhat on your screen now, you can see the total number of tests as compared to the rest of the country.
Right.
And in terms of per million, we are way ahead. That has a benefit in relation to contact tracing. So if you will see the current slide now, you will see that we have been against 3,754, we have been able to trace 98,000 contacts.
Right.
These contacts enable us to first isolate them, and we have been testing the contacts. So from the contacts, we could found 1,344 positives. So you see, one of the good things is that most of the positives are in the contacts, and they are not anywhere in the community.
Sir,
This is something which is little bit heartening, that once we trace the contacts, we are able to isolate the people. That's the second thing. Now I will come down to the fact that moment we trace contacts, we are able to put them in quarantine. The second fact is, as I think the Ahmedabad commissioner was telling, the total number of people in the community, we call fever clinics, where we are chasing the virus. So we ask people with any fever to come, and every day we hold fever clinics in almost all the slum areas. So though we could find 6,244 people in the last few days with fever and COVID-like situations, only 238 people of them tested positive. So right now that is less than 1% rate. Basically, we are finding that in the community as a whole, the positivity is not high. The positivity, as you can see from the current graph, is very high only in the close contacts. So this is one important feature. The next aspect is, what do we do once we find lots of positives? So we have made something called containment zones. So while 447 containment zones are in buildings which are easy to manage,
Right.
326 are in a very congested slum areas. So this we are now providing food at the doorstep. And here now we are seeing that, including in Dharavi, the cases have stabilized. They are confined to a 50,000 population area, and I have shared
Sir, can I now ask you to come out away from the presentation, because the numbers are very small on the screen, and come to yourself. If the camera can come and zoom on you, we've got the big numbers, we are putting it on the screen, but it will help our viewers if you can now show your face to them. They can get a face to the man as you give these numbers, because what, as I said, sir, the real worry that people have. There you are, sir. Please come on screen.
Yeah, I have come on screen now.
Yeah, so we want to understand from you that, are you, as you look ahead to the next week and May 3rd being the crucial date, can we say over the next 10-12 days you will be able to bring this situation under control? Do you feel that you are in any position to use the word flatten the curve, sir?
I can't hazard a guess right now, because I don't know how you see, we are finding 1:10 contacts.
Okay.
So that's what is adding to our numbers. So I don't know where we will reach the end of it. What we are finding is, once an area is contained, like Varli Koliwada, then the numbers start flattening out after 2 weeks of containment. So now some of our slums have just become in containment areas. So probably it will take more than a couple of weeks before these containment slums start flattening out.
You're saying a couple of weeks for the containment slum. So is the problem in Mumbai at the moment primarily, sir, in the slum areas, where because of contacts and contact tracing being a little bit more difficult, it's going to take a little while longer?
Well, yes, you can say that. We also have the problem of common toilets and common water taps. So we are now following a strategy that anybody who is inside a containment area, then the close contacts of these people are basically moved out to institutional quarantine. So we are not allowing people to stay in the slum areas. Today we have moved 6,000 people who were close contacts from within the slum areas to individual room tenements, and I have taken 42,000 rooms now across Mumbai near the slum areas, who will now not be staying in their slum homes, but they will be staying only in institutional quarantines for at least next 14 days.
The other question I want to ask you, Mr. Pardesi, is that, are you confident even now that it is primarily only through contacts, not through community?
So I told you that we have been looking at the fever clinics. Fever clinics is a way to scan the community presence. And this is a targeted scanning. So out of the 7,000 odd people whom we have screened with fever in the last few days, we could find only 230 people. But in the close contacts, we found more than 1,300 positives. So I feel that still in the community as a whole, the numbers is not gone beyond control.
The other fear, Mr. Pardesi, is asymptomatic cases. Mumbai has seen a large number of asymptomatic cases. Have you changed your testing module to only now test high-risk contacts? What about asymptomatic cases?
No, we first priority we give to all the contacts of positives, and we try to test them on the 5th or 7th day. As per our circular, if we test them on the first day, many of them we are getting false negatives. That is, they might become positive later on.
Right.
So our circular says that on the 5th or 7th day, as per ICMR guidelines, we have to test them. The second is anybody with a symptom from fewer clinics. So that also we are testing. And plus, we are testing all the health personnel or anybody who has been in the front line. So these people also we are testing.
Am I right in saying, therefore, that till the middle of May, that's about 3 weeks to 4 weeks from now, you cannot tell us whether Mumbai has got coronavirus under control? That's the big question. Am I correct?
So, one of the things that I'd like to really share with you is, because if you just compare the amount of testing Mumbai has done, which is about 4,000 per million compared to any other city which is less than 1,000 per million, we have been able to catch most of the cases which were there in the community upfront. So therefore, once these people are isolated, then their ability to infect others will be reduced in the course of the next 2 months. So I think that though Mumbai has large number of cases now, over the course of the next 1 month, this will help us to flatten out the infection rates.
Meanwhile, we are getting some news. Jitendra Awad, Maharashtra Minister for Housing, has tested positive. So that's not good news, Mr. Pardesi, comes right at this moment.
So I like to share one thing with you.
Yes.
You see, I've been through many disasters across the world. So both at the earthquake and all, this is the only disaster where the people at the helm of the disaster, whether it's an earthquake, when I was managing earthquakes in Latur or in Gujarat or in Afghanistan, you are never in danger. You are calmly managing the rehabilitation.
Right.
But in the COVID, just because you have to meet lots of people and you have to conduct lots of meetings and you have to visit places and you have to review hospital situation, so you directly come in contact. While we are advising our own citizens to stay at home, we can't afford to stay at home.
Right.
We are moving around. So that's why this Honourable Minister, and that is the same case with the Prime Minister of UK and also the Prime Minister's wife of Canada,
Right.
that the more political leaders, they have to meet people to control the COVID, and therefore they come in the harm's way.
I'll come back to you in a moment, Mr. Pardesi. I just want to ask Vijay Nehra something that he said about Ahmedabad, because in Ahmedabad you say you have super specialty hospitals, Mr. Nehra, but there have been a number of cases there which are linked to the Markaz, and there were reports of discrimination in hospitals, separate wards. Do you want to set the record straight, and how have you ensured that this does not become a communal issue in Ahmedabad?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question. I'll answer it by prefacing that we are in a way trying to use the coronavirus to combat the communal virus and to build a bridge across the communities. Because in the month of March, while we had predominantly people coming from abroad who were the source of infection, I had 6,000 people who came from abroad, and they would have led to lakhs of infections, but we could control it totally and we did not have any spread from them. In the month of April, we had several cases who had traveled mainly to Delhi. In fact, I had more than 250 cases who had come from the Nizamuddin event.
Right.
And it was a very, very sensitive issue for us. We took a very conscious decision to treat it as a public health issue and not as a law enforcement issue. And we decided to address the entire issue with a lot of humane approach, with an empathetic approach, with sensitivity. I personally reached out to all the leaders of the religious community, from the minority community, the political leaders, across party lines.
So
And
this-
I'm so happy to share with you today that the kind of response that we got, the kind of confidence that we could get.
So
built across the
Hindus,
community,
Muslims
that's
working
phenomenal.
together. Hindus, Muslims, community leaders are working together, you're telling me, in Ahmedabad.
Absolutely. And one of our Congress party MLAs, they
Yes.
were in close touch with me. They were going from street to street, from area to area. I was directly in touch with the Maulanas, the Muftis, everybody. And today they have reached out to us and they have expressed so much of happiness that I'm really proud of that aspect. That people are
And
now
can
getting the
you
best
can you
care.
clarify whether the
Hospital-
civil hospital set up separate wards for Hindus and Muslims?
The civil hospital is managed by the state government, and I can say with a lot of confidence from what I've gathered from the state government sources that there was no discrimination at all. And when you come to the SVP hospital being run
Right.
by the municipal corporation, today you will see people, and we have made a conscious decision. For example, there was a request from some of the very rich people that they wanted to be shifted to a separate ward. We put our foot down and we have consciously adopted an approach that regardless of caste, community or religion, regardless of social status, economic status, everybody gets the same kind of treatment in the same ward.
That's very reassuring. That's very reassuring.
That's sending a great message across.
That's very reassuring to hear. I want to come to Gautam Kumar, Bengaluru Mayor. Gautam Kumar, Bangalore itself, are you worried that are you confident that by May 3rd you will be able to open up Bangalore almost completely? That by May 3rd you expect Bangalore will be fully under control?
Yeah, as of today, we've been announced to lockdown till May 3rd.
Yes.
But every day the meetings are on and the survey is on, and every day discussions with the new discussions and with the present situation.
Are you hopeful to open up Bangalore by the 3rd of May?
Yeah. Hopefully not completely, but partially. We hope we can open it.
Okay, so there is some hope there. Praveen Pardesi, in conclusion with you, why do you think Mumbai has been so much more difficult than any other city? What makes Mumbai so much more difficult, Praveen, to manage than any other city at the moment?
So one of the things is, of course, Mumbai is a very big city. It received 3 lakh visitors in the corona time. It's a gateway to the world. I don't think any other city received 3 lakh visitors from abroad in this much time. The second thing is that half our population, that is 70 lakh people, live in slums. So that itself is a very big issue. But the good news is our rate of doubling was roughly 3.5 days when we started. Today, the central government team, Dr. Khapade, who was here, he has said that we have been able to increase the rate of doubling days, which is good, from 3.4 days. That is the number of cases we're doubling 3.4 to 7.3 days. So that is now, if we reach up to 10, then we are quite safe. That is, the health system will not collapse. So this is a very big news that we have been able to prolong the rate of doubling of cases to 7.3 days. And second is, we started with a very high death rate of something like 5.5% to 6%. Our Chief Minister's intervention in having a committee of experts has helped, and the death rate has now come down to 4.6%. Which again, of course, is still high.
It's still high, sir.
It's somewhat close to the country's rate, and we want to bring it down further by more specialized care.
But what you're telling me that you're looking at the next 2 to 3 weeks to further bring down those numbers in Mumbai. All eyes will be on you, Mr. Pardesi. I am grateful that you've come. We'll keep coming to you because Mumbai is the corona capital. Vijay Nehra, I'm glad to hear that you and the Ahmedabad authorities are trying to bridge the Hindu-Muslim divide on the ground. And Bangalore, a success story. Good to have 3 people who are handling their COVID operations in these 3 cities joining me here. Thank you all 3, especially on the program tonight.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.